For showing up. Good evening, everyone. This is the Spirit Program Live. I am with Gail and Christy. They were the winners of the Spirit Program 12-week Mind, Body, and Spirit program that emotionally, spiritually, and physically brings you balance. And so this is the last week. The ladies have been through, next week they'll be with me. We will be off camera. They're just going to be finishing up some projects they do at the end. But we've been together for 12 weeks as of this week. They're going into the 12th week. They just finished up a segment called Set Yourself Free. And it's about breaking addictions. And we discussed off camera this week what that meant, because you can read that. It surprises and shocks everyone. It's not something that I hide. It's in my book. I have been a grief and wellness specialist for 20 years, but I also was a smoker. And I really felt like not only did I write this book to help myself and then help many others break addictions, but it doesn't just pertain to smoking. It pertains to addictions, to anything that takes you out of reality, makes you procrastinate, takes you away from engaging in life. It numbs you. It's escapism, basically. And so I didn't realize until I had stopped smoking at one point, and I went back and I realized that it was helping me contain and when I was feeling anxious. So most people will, say they feel anxious when they smoke, but smoking calmed me. And I didn't realize, because I'm a very high energy person. And so I tell people to do a replacement of something unhealthy with something healthy. And that's when I got into wellness, fitness, and a lot of the things that I do and teach now. It was a stepping stone. It was the very first book I ever wrote out of 20 books now. I'm on my 20th book and I'm in my 20 year. So this is awesome that I am writing book 20 during this time. But it really is important to see that it's not just about smoking or drinking or gambling, because people think about those top three things when they think about addictions. But what about being addicted to electronics, like even the video games, or you're on Facebook? Do you know how much time you really spend on social media? And I will ask you, if you ever get this book, to take and apply it towards anything. It could be shopping, but guess what? It causes a lot of grief because that bill's going to come in later when you use a credit card. So if you're not using cash and you're, sporadically or impulsively purchasing, people do that. People gamble in sports and, in casinos and other things. I'm not talking about casual fun. I'm not talking about having a drink where you still, a glass of wine with your dinner and you know where you are. I'm talking about moderation. But I know myself, and this is how it happened the second time. I was trying to fit in. That's why did it the first time. I was very young. And even when you're older, you can do the same thing. And then I knew if I ever did it, even one, that I was going to do it again. And so know yourself, know your limitations. I know that there's a lot of other things I can do, and I'm not going to be doing it every day. I can go and have fun on a casino on a cruise ship, and I'm not going to be going and looking to do that every day. And I'm not going to, I don't drink any longer either. But even if I had a small glass of wine, I think that's the last time I ever did it. Oh my gosh, she's telling all her secrets. You know what? Everybody has a story, and everybody has done something that they sometimes are ashamed of. I'm not ashamed of anything I've done. It has led me to where I am today. It has led me to be the person I am, to teach what I teach. I love what I do. I love helping and assisting people. I feel there is no shame. If you read my book called Out of Control, all of it's in the 12-week program, you'll find that there is nothing that you'll tell me where I'll go, I can't believe you did that. There are no secrets, because people have used sex, computers, drugs, over the counter, prescription, whatever they need people say, oh, they should be able to stop that. Where's their will? It has to do with emotional pain. Emotional pain causes us to hold on to a lot of energy and a lot of feelings because we haven't released them. That's where my grief work comes in. And that's what I do with people before I even approach this. That is why it's the very last course in the program that these ladies just went through for 12 weeks. So not only am I going to give them each now a chance to share something they felt or recognized in this lesson, but what this program has meant for them and how it may have enhanced or changed their life in some way. And I wanted to come from them because each person has a different experience. And I have lots of testimonies on my site. I have years of testimonies of doing this program, but each one is different. And it's really rewarding to sit back and watch people's lives transform and you change from the inside out. So I'm going to start with Gail. She was our first place winner, and I'm going to ask her to approach both of those questions tonight. And then we're going to wrap it up. And I hope that everyone watches. This is going to be the Friday night live at 7 this week. I want people to see this clip. I'm hoping they go back and watch some of the others, or maybe you'll just get enough out of tonight to check out the program on the website. And you can find it at www.getintothespirit.org. So Gail, tell me, just starting with this week's lesson, the last lesson, what it did and what you saw when you studied it.
I had a hard time because I was like, I don't have any addictions. I'm always the type, if I feel like I'm getting addicted to something, I stop it. I've been addicted through the years, iced tea, Diet Coke, things like that. But I've cut all that out because I have kidney disease. So I've already kind of cut all the bad stuff out. But then I got to thinking, and I'm like, well, I don't give up my sweets completely. I keep a little, I just, it's a little bit. So it's moderation. So I'm okay with the moderation. I've backed off. So with this 12 weeks especially, I've backed off of a lot of things that I felt like I couldn't live without. I'm eating so much better. And with the things you enjoy, I got to do something that I absolutely enjoy this week, which you've seen it on Facebook. I rode the roundup. And that's a big deal to me. So, I've been taking the time to do the silly things that I like to do. And, the program has helped me open up my eyes and say, what do you enjoy? What do you want to do? It's not what everybody else wants. It's not making everybody else happy. This 12 weeks has been about making me happy and doing what I want to do. And I've learned to say no if I'm just not in the mood for it. That's fine. And so I feel like there's a big turnaround for me. Been a big turnaround.
That's a beautiful testimony. I want to kind of break down a few things that you said. You talked about moderation. And the thing is when people they haven't gone through the program and they haven't been through the grief healing that I do or saw the art of forgiveness and self-healing, they don't have the tools. So they may sometimes stop an addiction and then go back to it when a major crisis happens. But when you've learned these tools and you've cleared out the things that I say, clear out your closet, you tend to then go still towards the healthier things and not escape. Even if you have taken a step backward, you can still always go forward. So backwards is not, something you have to stay there for life. I think it's wonderful that you talked about having fun. You said being silly. That's exactly what life's about. It's about finding ways to really enjoy yourself and have fun. And then the other secret is I tried it years ago with a family member who was very sick. And I thought I could make that person happy. This was 30 years ago. And that's when I learned that lesson that the only person that can bring that fun in my life and make complete happiness, people can add joy to my life and yours, but the happiness comes from within. It comes from yourself. And when we expect that from others, we are setting ourselves up for disappointment because it's not fair for anybody to have those expectations of you or you of them, because it's our own job to find the things that we love in life to make that happen. And it is all about setting boundaries. It's about, finding the things that bring us pleasure and joy, and even going back to things from years ago sometimes where life changes because we may have had families and children and careers and other things, but it is a blessing to be able to go back and see that. So I hope I touched on those points to kind of make everyone see the importance of the things that we teach. And even if something's said in class, this is how I coach, our learners. So let me ask you, Christy, the same thing, what the lesson showed you about yourself, because it's a self-discovery, and then what it's done for you overall.
When I read it, I was like, oh, addiction. I really, I had to think what could it, what could something be? I mean, because I don't smoke. I did smoke when I was a teenager until I was given an ultimatum. I could continue smoking or I could get my driver's license. And I said, oh, I think I better do with my driver's license than smoking. So it's been many, many years since I've smoked. But no, one of the things I think, and I think a lot of us, not just me, a lot of us, are on social media a lot. I know I used to be, it was just like my face in the phone all the time and stuff, and not being present in the moment. But I find now that I've gotten myself into a routine of, I go in the morning, I post a morning prayer, I do a daily motivation, a daily humor, and then I do an evening prayer. And that's pretty much it. Now, this past month or so, I've been on there making more posts because I'm collecting shoes for Souls of Love, and I'm just trying to get people to donate and help the cause and stuff, and just share the phenomenal support and friends and family that I have, that I'm almost to 200 pair of shoes collected. So I'm excited about that. So I like to be on the phone and do that, put that out there. But no, I have really, over this past time, taken a step back and doing a self-assessment of, like Gail said, what's important to you, or think more of you. I'm a busy person. I think I'll always be, but I think I have been less busy and more me, individual personal time. I enjoy my morning walks. That's how I get my day started, just being outside in nature and everything. Summertime, I enjoy being outside, at my pool, and, people can come over, but I'm not always, my wheels in my car running. So I've enjoyed the slower pace, as crazy as that seems.
No, that makes sense. So I want to touch on a couple of things. Congratulations, first of all, on collecting. I know that I gave to when I was at one of my social media events recently, or social network events.
Oh,
And
to
so it's,
Danny.
yes,
Uh-huh.
exactly.
Yeah.
So it was great that and I had no idea that you were involved in that. So it makes me feel even better to know that. That's where you find connections.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's great that you were able, I want people to take a harder look when they do look at this, because it's not, again, it could be something that you're not even aware of. Again, it could be sweets, it could be, chocolate. I joke with people, and I'm not joking, but I'm very moderation with what I do. But I say that God made chocolate for me. I just share it with the rest of you. Been my joke for years. I'm never going to stop saying it. I am a holistic nutritionist. I can say that, and I do like chocolate, but again, moderation. It's when people are only doing something in a moderation because they've really cut down but not cut out something, and then something else happens and their life takes a turn and they go back to it, but in a very aggressive way. So if you don't have another outlet, and I thought it was interesting the word you used when you said, well, everyone's doing it. That's almost like it's just like everyone else is on social media. That is the collective. It's very hard sometimes to separate yourself or stand alone until everyone else joins you. Maybe everyone is doing it, and we do so many things to try to fit in. I do something called electronic detox, where I have to take a detox sometimes, but my business is electronic. I mean, I'm online. I have a YouTube
Right.
channel, which is what we're doing right now, filming for this. And I have, authors page and a group page and all different types of stuff. And I have like 20 groups I post in every day. So it does get to be very taxing. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we need to just take an electronic break. But that is just one of many things that I list in the book. So just because someone else is doing it doesn't mean we should. So we will find the other people that are not when we are present. And that's one of the other lessons, which is called Get Out of the Fast Lane, and how to stay present. So I'm glad you mentioned it, because I get really upset when I'm out and I'm with people and the only thing they're doing is looking at their phone the entire time. If you're having dinner with somebody or you're engaging in a conversation, I've been out alone just sitting and having a nice quiet meal and watching like a beautiful young couple beside me, or anyone, even older couples now, and they're like, look, and they're all over their phones and they're not engaging in anything that has to do with themselves. Or even I saw a first date one time where this young couple was there and she was talking and he looked down at his phone and looked at her and looked down at his phone. They kept nodding his head and I'm like, whoa. So it really took me back. I know that we're in the time of the Jetsons, right? If anybody knows what that is now. And I'm just waiting for the flying car. But other than that, and Rosie would be nice, if she's going to come in and do the cleaning and some of those other things. Give me so much more time if I could get places faster and I had someone else to do everything for me. But all kidding aside, we are in a fast-paced world, so it's not the world that continues to go faster. We say time's moving faster. I said this in one of my short video clips. We're going faster. We're moving faster than we ever did. And we're multitasking when we should be we have multiple things to do, but one at a time. So learning to be able to slow it down is only when you slow yourself down. You're the one that is in control. You're at the wheel. Now you have to take the wheel and you have to take control over your own life. All choices. And that's what this whole program is about. It's a coaching program and it's all about choices. So, ladies, this has been the greatest pleasure. It's always sad to me when I say goodbye to a group that I've been working with for 12 weeks. It makes it really hard, but it's also exciting and rewarding to watch people go and use the tools. And these tools last throughout your lifetime. They continue to transform your life and you continue to use them. And you even go back to the program. The book is called Your Toolbox for Life, and it's considered the wellness Bible of the industry. And when you go to it, you use it over and over like you would your Bible. And there's no other way to put it. And people do not give it away. They write in it, they doodle in it. And even though there's an electronic version that people can do when they do the program without purchasing it, there's not been a person who's not wanted to purchase the book to have along. It is on my website. It's cheaper there if you go through the program and you want it ordered, but it's also on Amazon. So check it out. And if you have any questions, reach out. So I'm going to let the ladies say goodbye for the last time, at least here on this program. And I will be seeing them, of course, at events and other things and staying in touch. But thank you again, everyone, for listening. And I hope you continue to support the channel and support the work that I'm doing in the community.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Good night, everyone. Have a great evening and have a fabulous weekend, because when you see this, it's going to be Friday evening at 7.